We're live from the 313 and the 404, episode 123. It's the Everybody Mad Live podcast on a Thursday. It's May 11th. It's also the 841st day of the Biden administration. My name is Seth Lever. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kenya Kabeen. We're broadcasting live right now on all podcast platforms. So shouts out to everybody rocking with us. We're also live on Facebook and YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We're everywhere right now. Seth, what's up, man? What's going on, bro?
Oh, man, just busy. Busyness of everything going on. Just got a full weekend. It's just been a crazy week. And just some busyness of work going on. And then, two, we got some unfortunate news yesterday with a family member meeting a untimely situation. So we've been kind of dealing with some grief and supporting the family yesterday or whatever. I know Shorty's normally on the show as well. I won't kind of use this as content, but just ask for his prayers for his family as they deal with the loss of his younger brother. He's only 25, so obviously a big shock to the family and that sort of thing. So that just happened yesterday, on top of just the busyness of just life and all that stuff. But yeah, just a crazy time. Just hug and love on your people, because we don't know how long any of us have or whatever. But just been one of those weeks. Life has been lifing, man. You all right?
It has. It's been a rough week. I've had probably the roughest week I've had in a long time, but at the end of the day, we push through, and then I always know that everything. What's up, Dax? And I know that everything always ends up well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like a storm, but everything clears up and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been a rough week. But I had an audition today that went pretty well. It's kind of interesting because ever since the pandemic, we do a lot of auditions via self-tape. So we submit self-tapes,
Okay.
but it was kind of cool to, get back in front of people, get some feedback. And, it was wild because when I walked in the room, everybody was like, "Can you come in?" And I was like, "Y'all know me like that?" You know what I'm saying? Like, that was...
It's this podcast.
But I was like, yo, that was very humbling, and it goes to show me that all my hard work hasn't really gone in vain, like throughout my career. So that was really cool just to see that. So yeah, man, we got a great show lined up for you all, and again, thank you all for checking us out. Make sure you spread the word to let everybody know that we are live right now. Big ups to everybody checking us out. So we got a lot to talk about tonight because
We do.
I just found out that there was some stuff going on between Anita Baker and Babyface, which...
Yeah, the Queen of Detroit was well, they say she showed her ass a little bit in New Jersey. So we'll talk about Miss Anita Baker from Detroit. So I know we'll talk about that. Also in Detroit, there's a charter school here named George Crockett, and they did something kind of weird. A lot of people think they strip searched one of the students. It was a female student, and we'll talk a little bit about that story and where they are with that, because we got a little bit of video from the mother who actually spoke out a little bit on that situation. So we got some good things. These ain't necessarily good things about Detroit, but we got some things that we'll talk about Detroit on the show today.
Yeah. Also, too, you see your boy Isaiah Washington is back out there on the internet trending live for some allegations that he made against his Grey's Anatomy cast. And when he made the allegations, like, everybody's mouth was like, what? Really, these are some crazy accusations. So we're going to tell you all about that if you haven't heard about it. Plus, we got news on Robert Deniro, because that's kind of like trending right now. We have a debate centered around why he's trending right now. Is it too old? When is it too old to be a daddy? Because Robert Deniro
age.
Yeah, he's over. You said what?
I said his age. He's way too damn old. Like when you probably gonna die before your child graduates high school.
Shit, probably before the child is born. Right, well, the child is born, but we're gonna tell you more.
Not to wish death on nobody or say anything.
I know. But again, we really appreciate everybody checking us out. And that, with that being said, let's just go ahead and kick everything off, and we will talk about what's going on. Like Sid just mentioned. Everybody's mad right now, and everybody has questions about what's going on at a charter school up in Detroit. Now, a mother says that the school officials actually strip searched her 8th grade daughter without parental consent for a vape pen that the 14-year-old didn't even have. Now, the lawsuit actually argues that George Crockett Academy violated the teen's constitutional rights on the principal's orders, who authorized the strip search by 2 female staff members. The child had to lift her shirt, bra, and remove her pants despite being on her period at the time. Here's what the mom has to say.
That school administration strip searched Ms. Dinwiddie's 8th grade daughter while looking for a vape pen.
The child's mom says that demeaning act took place here at George Crockett Academy. The vape pen alleged to be in the child's underwear.
She was embarrassed. She was, excuse me, guys, she was on her cycle.
The mother making it clear she was never contacted by the school to do a search or that her child might have a vape pen.
They could have called me, and especially before the strip thing, if they thought she was smoking, I think I should be the first one to know.
The lawsuit claims the school leader authorized 2 staff members to strip search the girl after already searching her backpack, locker, and her coat jacket and not finding anything. The attorney also says the school told the mom this about the search.
That her daughter voluntarily removed pieces of her clothing to prove her innocence, which is untrue.
The complaint also states Dinwiddie's child was the victim of bullying, something the school was aware of, and the student who made the vape allegations had been at odds with her daughter.
Y'all letting these kids go around, bully each other, fight each other, lie on each other. That's dangerous.
So apparently, this is something
we didn't hear.
Yeah, this is something that the school actually does all the time, where they strip search kids, and this has been going on allegedly without parental consent. But given the situation at today's schools, was this appropriate? Do you think this was appropriate said? Because in my opinion, if I had a child, I would be livid to find out that my child was strip searched, and then strip search to find out that there wasn't even a pin on my child anyway. Oh, that's a lawsuit. We about to get paid.
Yep. That's why we saw the attorney sitting there and speaking half as much as the mama was or whatever. But I agree. I think the school could have done a little bit more due diligence in what they were trying to find out. And again, you didn't hear what they said about the young lady, but there's a young lady she's been going back and forth with, and that young lady apparently has a history of bullying. So essentially, they believed the lie that the bully told as a preface to start the strip search anyway. With that or whatever. So I think a little bit more care could have been done in that situation and that sort of thing. But then too, I understand what the schools are saying, because they're charged with maintaining order while they're in school, and there are certain things that they are allowed to do while you're on the school premises. But again, it was a vape pen. It wasn't like they were searching for a gun or a knife or a weapon or something that had the potential to harm or injure someone at the school instantly. It was a vape pen. And I know it's bad for young people and people who are not of age to be partaking in stuff like that or whatever. But still, I guess I err on the side of the fact that it wasn't a gun that they were looking for. It was, I guess, some narcotics, for lack of a better word. But yeah, it's a bad situation. They didn't do enough of their due diligence. But I would like to hear what the audience thinks about this. You can comment in. You can type your comments in the section, and we'll put it on the screen so you can be a part of this conversation as well.
Yeah, I want to definitely get your comments. But I mean, you did make a real good point, though. I understand that, you got to kind of police these kind of things some way, somehow.
Yeah. But
I don't think doing a strip search is the way to go. And I get it that there were female, because I saw a lot of the comments, they were saying, well, this happened in front of 2 female teachers and everything like that. But still, without parental consent, that's problematic. That's where my issue comes in. You got to call the parents and let them know. That's all. And then if the parents agree to it, so be it. If not, then you can't. But the parents have to sign off on that before you do something like that. That's just my opinion.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Well, in other news, our president, Joe Biden, and the U.S. Department of Transportation, they're looking to write new rules to require airlines to pay passengers in cash for lengthy flight delays and cancellations they face, and that the airlines themselves are responsible for it. Now, the rules of the potential delay are set to be proposed by the end of 2023, but it probably won't even be finalized until it's going to be a while before all of this is finalized. But is this a move, do you think, to get his approval ratings up? Because I see right now said that President Biden's approval ratings are like at a 51, like it's like real close right now, but it's probably the best it's been in a while. Do you think that this was a strategic move on his part? Because you're the political.
I'm not gonna say Sleeper Joe is playing politics with that. I do think Joe's done a good job of staying consistent with putting the public first in a lot of his policies. He's not, because the previous guy was worried about tax cuts for the rich people and taking away things. So I do appreciate that Joe and a lot of his policies, he's looking out for people who don't necessarily have help, because people going against the airlines, like there needs to be some sort of because almost a lot of airlines, they police themselves when it comes to situations like this. So there's not a standard that they have to kind of adhere to. They just give you whatever's based on their sort of company policy, which can or sometimes it doesn't put you in an advantageous standpoint or whatever, because a lot of airlines only do stuff if it relates to weather or whatever. But when they cancel their own flights because they ain't staffed right, or they have to have some shortages, or their crew has to wait a little bit longer, whatever, that's not our fault. That's not the passenger's fault. So the passenger should not be liable for any sort of recompense that comes from that. So I don't think this is based on Joe's desire to be president. I think it's just something else that just needs to happen. The government just rolls slow. They just slow with things, with making stuff happen. Like, we can talk about stuff today, but it may be 3 to 5 years before we see it in action.
Wow. We want to hear your thoughts on this right here. I know a lot of people out there, they're flying all the time. So I want to get your opinions. And also, don't forget, you could follow us too at Everybody Mad Live Podcast. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and all other social media platforms. Said something else is going on right now. The U.S. Surgeon General, he's sounding the alarm on how social isolation can impact physical health. Dr. Murthy argues that the mortality, impact of being socially disconnected is similar to that caused by smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day.
Oh, wow.
This view is supported by the observation that in general, people with healthy social connections tend to live longer. And I can kind of see, how that is, because they say that, if you've been isolating yourself, if you're not interacting with people, that causes dementia, premature death, all this kind of stuff. So I can see that. I can see that. So people really have to really be aware of their social interactions, and just be a little bit more proactive with, just getting out there and just talking to people and being social. You have to be more social, I think. Sid, what's your thoughts?
Yep. Here's some words from the Surgeon General.
Is as fundamental to our mental and physical health as food, water, and sleep. And it affects our performance and productivity at work, school, and in our communities. Now is the time to invest in building social connection. This first ever Surgeon General's advisory on our epidemic of loneliness and isolation shows us how. The keys to connection are simple. Answer a phone call from a friend. Invite someone over to share a meal. Listen and be present during conversation. Seek out opportunities to serve others. These steps may seem small, but they're extraordinarily powerful. By strengthening our relationships, we can improve our heart and brain health, reduce our risk of diabetes and high blood pressure, boost our immune systems, and lower our risk of depression. We can build lives and communities that are healthier and happier. And we can ensure our country and the world are better poised than ever to take on the challenges that lie ahead.
One reason why I wanted to show that is because of the fact that they've now put this in epidemic term, which means that it is a health emergency, similar to what COVID was, in that a lot of people are experiencing that. And I don't know if it's partly because of COVID, because we're now in a virtual world and we don't necessarily need to see people face to face all the time and do a lot of interaction. A lot of our social interactions now are virtual or online, FaceTime. People use a lot of FaceTime instead of going to see people and stuff like that. But yeah, like I say, kind of relative to what I shared earlier, I think it's important to check on your people, and also it's also important to be honest with people when they ask you if you're all right, because I know that me as a black man, probably you too, we've been kind of customized to change, like just get through it. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have a lot of the mechanisms in place that a lot of other people have in regards to sharing our thoughts and our emotions and feelings. That's just not a black male thing. You know what I'm saying? So we may not necessarily have grown up with it or whatever. So what we normally say is like, hey man, you all right? And we might not be all right, but we're gonna say, yeah, I'm cool, I'm good, but we know we ain't good. So we need to get out of that sort of automatic response of, oh yeah, I'm good, yeah, I'm cool, to be a little bit more honest and be willing to be vulnerable a little bit and share some things if you're not kind of in that space to where you feel all right. Because I think that's what we're missing, is that people don't really know the full picture of what you're going through, because we're not being honest ourselves when people do ask us the questions.
Right. But then a lot of people, they're not honest because they feel like they don't want to be a bother, or you don't want to
really be judged.
Yeah, you don't want to be judged and dump all your, sorrow and what you got going on other people. But sometimes you just got to let it out and just talk about it.
You can.
And
again,
two
ways. Life is tough, and everybody is going through it. Everybody's going through it. Mm-hmm. Like regardless of what you look like, how much money you make, or when you was born. We all have little situations in life that we go through, and I just hope that we all have outlets to really get out of that. And it's very, very interesting and telling that the Surgeon General thought enough to make this a priority to talk about for people.
Right, it's a health crisis right now, so be active, be social. Be active about making those connections with people, like you said, volunteering, doing whatever you have to do to stay social. So that's real important. Again, we appreciate everybody checking us out, and always leave your comments. We always want you all to jump in with us too. Join in on the conversation with the link that you see up on the screen right there. So, switching gears, man, former Grey's Anatomy star Isaiah Washington, he hopped on Twitter recently, shocked fans by alleging that castmates and producers of Grey's Anatomy's engaged in debauchery. Specifically, his accusations centered around rampant alcohol, drug use, and swingers parties.
Oh, wow.
Sounds like a good time to me. But, yeah, he said, now this is what really tripped everybody out. He said, I remained clean for 3 years and declined the after-hour hot tub invites because I was convinced that I would lose my contract with the urine analysis at any moment and lose my dear wife if I got in that woman's hot tub. Now, when he started, because we got to remember that Isaiah Washington, he had gotten fired from Grey's Anatomy.
Yep.
For making some statements and doing stuff back in the day. So it's kind of interesting that he's talking now. Now, this situation follows his controversial social media statement about growing up with Ku Klux Klan members and how some of the best people he knew growing up were the KKK. Everybody was kind of tripping when he said that, but he said the thing is that he knew where he stood with them and vice versa. So that's why he's saying that he didn't really have.
That doesn't make you a good person.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, that don't make you a good person at all. So when I hear something like that, and then for have Isaiah to, start tweeting stuff like this, I'm kind of thinking in my mind, okay, there's something going on with Isaiah Washington mentally. Is there a breakdown? Is he having a meltdown or something like that? Because that's doesn't really sound like something that most brothers don't go around saying.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Yeah, he said that as a part of his comments with comedian Pierre on Pierre's podcast. So we'll put a link to that so you can hear the whole interview. It was about an hour and 15 minutes. So we'll put a link on our page so you can see and hear a little bit of what Isaiah had to say. Thank you, Crystal, for checking in. Oh, all the way from Arizona. Thank you.
Hey.
Good to see you, Crystal. Good to see you too at church. I saw Crystal at church on when was it? Was it Easter or the week after, or maybe it was Easter week or something like that?
Hey, Sam, look, this is just off subject, but when you go to church, do you get dressed up for church or do you go casual? Because I know a lot of churches now, they don't make you dress up, and I just want to know, like.
Oh yeah, it depends. I go comfortable because I like to wear suits. Really. Oh yeah, it was Holy Week. Yeah, I like to wear suits. I like to dress up or whatever because that's just me. That's that. Well, Catholics we like to dress when we want to dress. But right. Sometimes like I'll come in a polo shirt or come in a t-shirt and jeans or whatever and be comfortable because we don't have that sort of sort of expectation that you dress up or do anything spectacular coming to church. We just want you to come.
Yeah.
Come as you is.
Come as you is. But then sometimes I see people coming up in church and they look like
they be coming too much as they are.
They leave straight from
like,
the
bitch,
club.
your ass out. Okay, but okay, well,
Right.
praise the Lord.
All up in church, hot and bothered at the pastor.
Some of them go to church for that though. Like, you'd be surprised, and then working in ministry, like, you would be surprised about how many women throw themselves at ministers and pastors. I'm shocked knowing that there's obviously a first lady in the back. They don't care nothing about that. Well, like we can have a whole podcast on the stories that I have about people in ministry and that sort of thing. But it's crazy. But it's funny that you bring that up.
I'm not shocked at all. Leave your comments. Definitely want to hear from you on Everybody Mad Live podcast. So, Sam, what's this whole deal with a Babyface? Mr. Whip Appeal had social media buzzing recently. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. This is why. Last night he posted this tweet. If you can see you see that, he said, "I am truly sorry to my fans who have been waiting for us to hit the stage this evening at the Prudential Center." That's in Newark, New Jersey. I was asked not to perform in order to give Miss Baker her space and time to perform her show in its entirety. My band and I are extremely saddened, and we didn't get to perform for y'all tonight. So Babyface was actually he was the opening act for Anita. Anita's on tour, so he was opening for her, but something happened to where the show could not or did not start on time. So instead of shifting the whole show, they decided that the time lost was going to be time lost to Babyface. So it lost his entire set, and the fans only got Anita Baker. And that's kind of weird to me because, like, I know Anita's the headliner, but people, there's probably a good segment of the show that paid just to see him. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was gonna say, and I'd be pissed off if I was a Babyface fan that I bought my ticket just to see Babyface because I might not have been an Anita Baker fan. So it is, kind of has a lot of people scratching their heads, like, what exactly happened? Yeah. But they say, that it was due to technical difficulties, but
that's what they say. But, like, we all know Anita Baker, man. Like, I said some other words, like I've continuously always said some bad things about Anita Baker. I ain't gonna say it about her now. Like, I said bad things about her because she hadn't performed in Detroit for years, and I was mad about that. I also know that historically Anita Baker has had some difficulties in dealing and sharing spaces and stages with people. I do know that there's been times where Anita Baker has gone on tour. This was a tour back in the 90s when the smooth sounding Luther Vandross was on her stage, and they were touring together. But they had to erect pipe and drape up so high throughout all the areas so that anytime Anita walked anywhere, she would not get a glimpse of Luther's and his team, and vice versa. Luther didn't want to see Anita or anything like that or whatever. So, like, throughout their tour, that was what they had. They was sharing the stage together, never together, but they was on the same same concert tour, but they couldn't get along together. So Anita's had some experience in not playing nice with other R&B singers or with. So I'm not surprised. And actually, there were some comments up under this. I don't know if I can find them.
Yeah, I saw that Lonnie Love made a tweet. Lonnie Love, she said, "I'm sorry I opened for Miss Anita Baker 15 years ago." She said it was a stone trip. I had to hop. She said she had to hop.
I bet it was.
She said that she had to hop. Her and her team actually had to improvise. No, she said that she hoped that her and her team improved and have gotten better over the years, but that's not the case. This is coming from Lonnie Love, and Lonnie Love is a celebrity tweeting that. So, and then based off of what Said just mentioned,
I mean, I ain't lying.
You ain't lying. And Stephanie Mills even tweeted. She said, "Yo, I love you, Babyface." She said you could come on tour with me. I hate when this happens amongst our people. We should be thankful that people are still paying money to come to our shows. We're not kids anymore. Stephanie Mills said this really makes her upset to see this right here.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to get to some of the comments, but I can't click on them. But James Fortune had said something too. But yeah, this is not a good look, especially when obviously people want to see you. And baby girl, you ain't bringing out new music. Like we're coming to see you and the classics that you have or whatever. So play nice and allow the people to have the show what they want. And I get it. I've done shows before or whatever, and like you got a certain time that you got to end the show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I get that, but I would never do it to the point to where like a whole nother artist doesn't get to even come on the stage to where it just has to be me. Anita could have shortened her show by about 20 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you could have allowed space for Babyface to come on because he got some classics too.
Yeah. But a lot of people said there are some people that aren't really blaming Anita Baker. They're saying that it was actually the venue's fault. Some fans said that they had sound issues and it delayed the show 90 minutes. So they're saying that it was the venue and not necessarily Anita Baker.
Could be, but Anita Baker has been real bitchy to people in her past, so I wouldn't put it past her.
Well, there it is.
And that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna play kind of nice to her because I ain't gonna do what I did last time.
Leave your thoughts. We definitely want to hear how you feel about the Anita Baker situation at Everybody Mad Live podcast. We got a big debate going on. How old is too old to be a daddy? Case in point, 79-year-old actor Robert Deniro, he just announced that he and his girlfriend just welcomed a baby into the world. This is Deniro's 7th child, 7th baby. And the man is 79 years old. His spokesperson didn't even share the name or the sex of the baby. But, you know, a lot of people, they give men a pass, you know, because they'll say, you know, first of all, we know women, you know, women can't have kids after a certain age. Yeah. But 79 years old, I mean, damn, bro, that means when
them little swimmers in there swimming, ain't they?
Yeah, that Viagra, them blue pills be working.
Something's happening.
That means when the baby is 10 years old, he'll be 89. 20, you will even be 90, you know what I'm saying? Like, will it be 99? Like, that's crazy. Like, yeah. Will he make it to 99 before the baby turns 20?
Right. It's doubtful. Because most people don't live past it. Like especially men. Like most men live into about 80-ish.
Yeah.
Like that's usually like the high point. Women might live a little bit longer, a few years longer than that or whatever. But like the life expectancy, like the average person is not gonna live that long. So like I think you're just doing your child and the family a disservice by bringing them into a situation where like you already know that you're not gonna be much a part of their adulthood or whatever. So like it's like I don't know. Is that like why is there not some family planning going on? Like yeah, everybody wants to still have sex and do what you want to do or whatever, but like when you're having sex, do some family planning along with that and kind of understand what you're going to bring into the world. Case in point, Nick Cannon, and like he was just mentioned about this yesterday or this week. Someone had questioned him about whether or not he was a deadbeat. He got offended. He's like, I'm not a deadbeat. How could I be a deadbeat? I make $100 million a year. And that comment right there told me that he's a deadbeat because my thing is like fatherhood is not based on finances, because if it was, like, anybody can be a father. You know what I'm saying? But what these kids really truly need is not necessarily resources and money. They need rearing. They need time. They need people who are going to be with them or whatever. And like, if you're living in a completely different state, what sort of connection can you do, Nick Cannon? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know what Robert De Niro's things will be or whatever, but like all his children are in their 40s and 50s. That's your siblings for this child. So like, how's any of this gonna work out? Because like you gonna like what's gonna happen? Because like none of the siblings gonna want to help or do it, because like they don't want to raise no kids. They in their 40s and 50s and 60s. They ain't gonna try and help and raise that. So like this mama gonna be alone trying to figure out life for this child by herself, and like it ain't gonna be no recompense.
Not necessarily though. She might not be alone, because I'm sure what's gonna happen is, because the mother is about, like, they say she's 47, 48 years old. Yeah, I can see a situation to where like maybe this was something to benefit her. Maybe this was something just to say, okay, look, you know, you raise this child. Like she probably was like, you know, I want to have your baby and have Robert De Niro's baby. And so then she's set for life. financially. That might be it. Like, he probably loved her. He probably they probably love each other so much. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna give you my seed. I'm gonna give you my Deniro seed. I'm gonna let you have my baby." And now this woman's sitting up here. She's getting paid. She's heir now to the fortune, and the baby is heir to the Robert De Niro fortune, because Robert De Niro, let's be clear, he's paid. I know he's a millionaire. I don't know how much millions he has, but he is paid off of all his movies and his catalog.
Hey, Google, what's Robert De Niro's net worth?
On the website Marca.com, they say if you put all that together, Forbes estimates Robert De Niro is worth around $500 million, give or take. If playback doesn't begin shortly, try restarting your device.
Okay. And Cuzzo said the same thing. Like, he's thinking about
Robert De Niro. Do you want to hear the answer?
No, thanks, Google. And he said, yeah, he's thinking about the future and for the generations to come. Oh, okay, I can see that. But he got kids.
Makes sense though, but he already has kids. But then what's going to be messed up is that I hope that they're going to be fighting over that $500 million though. Not unless there's a will. I'm sure that there's a will, but hopefully, I see that the comments are coming in. Yeah, hopefully, he has a will that takes care of all that right there.
Yep. Hopefully he does, and like he's doing some family planning because he ain't gonna be here forever. But yeah, this is what I was thinking. And I thank you, Mrs. School Board member Crystal Sanford Brown. Always thinking about the kids. But children need safety and security. I so agree, and that's why I'm just anti against Nick Cannon. But also too, like just me coming from just a single parent household, I think I'm a little bit different because I just flow. But I mean, like, life could have been a little bit different with the presence of a father. Like, what I'm saying, while I was growing up, like some things could have been a little bit different or whatever. So like, I guess that's the angle that I'm coming from, is that like money ain't everything. Sometimes all you just want is to spend your birthday with your daddy. Sometimes all you just want is to go on a fishing trip over the weekend with pops. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's what I'm saying is like, when you do things like this and you just rely on the fact that, well, I can afford it. Oh yeah, you can afford it. But how is that helping that child develop into a person without you present? And that's my thing.
I agree.
Money's not doing any of that. And like, I think that's what we forget about. We always talk about, oh yeah, he got the money to pay for it. Yeah, he do. But also, does he have the wherewithal and the time to help rear that child? And that's always my biggest thing. Just me being just an example of just single parentness or whatever. Like, it ain't always the easiest thing to go through. And like, I want us to always think about that part too. Money and always the things that kids need. Kids need a lot more than just somebody to pay for something.
Yeah, I agree. Don, he said, look, them babies gonna be straight. It's Deniro. It's true. Someone else comment, Robert De Niro, since when is he controversial? Since this week, since he had a baby. I guess you haven't really been following what's going on in the news. But yeah, leave your comments. Definitely want to hear, hey, what's up, too? We appreciate you checking us out, too. I definitely want to get your comments and your opinions on everything that's going on. Now, this is real interesting right here. And saying like plastic surgery is real big now, especially for men. Men are getting more plastic surgery these days. I think, you see guys going in, to get fat transfers and get their abs sculpted and stuff of that nature. Man boobs removed. I've had a gynomas something surgery before. I had it when I was 16 years old to get my man boobs removed. When I was 16 years old, I had plastic surgery. Okay, so there it is. So a lot of people don't know. Yeah, I've talked about it before, but yeah, a lot of people, they get it done. A lot of guys are doing it. But how's about plastic surgery to make yourself taller? That is a thing now. There is actually a new cosmetic procedure that can add a couple of inches to your height. Now, according to Penn Medicine, the limb lengthening procedure is accomplished by inserting a magnetic lengthening rods and pins into the thigh bones to allow for controlled lengthening over a period of time. But it's only 3 inches. It's only 3 inches. And this surgery costs $100,000.
This is the gentleman sharing a little bit of his thoughts of why he did it.
This is not cool, but comments about height just seem to get a pass.
When I see a man that is 5'8", I'm like, look, a garden gnome.
There was a time in my life where it just bothered me so much that I would wake up before my shift at work started, and I would just walk around the neighborhoods near my house and just cry. Just like put in my headphones and cry into my mask. And I was like, there's got to be another way. I knew there's that one solution. I said, hey, let's do it. Like, I just got to the point where I was like, if all it is pain and money, all right.
So it sounds like he was bullied a lot. So that kind of led to his desire to be taller. But
he didn't want to get his teeth fixed.
You saw that too.
I'm just saying, you spending $100,000. Fix your teeth.
Your mouth.
Fix your teeth.
Your mouth.
Man.
Because you can wear some heels. Like, you can wear some 3-inch heels. Like, they actually have little lifts that you can put inside your shoe.
Yeah.
That people won't even see, but it'll make you kind of stand upright, almost like high heels do for women. Yeah. But it's the same sort of concept. It's almost like a little wedge that you can put inside your shoe, and it'll lift you up 2-3 inches.
I would rather do that than going through the physical therapy, because like the post-op phase, they say that you have to like have leg training throughout the lifting process. And that's mind you, that's going
a lot.
from the hips to the thighs. That's gonna be painful, and you dropping $100,000. Would you do it? I wouldn't do it, Sid. What about you?
Oh no, I don't believe in plastic surgery for me, because I just don't like needles. I don't like doctors. I don't like hospital. Like, I don't do anything that's not necessary. So like if it ain't affecting my life or anything like that I don't do it, and I just deal with what I have. But yeah, I've never really been in that situation. But yeah, it must have been tough because like he's like literally just talking about just the bullying and just a lot of things that just happened with that. But like, I guess I don't respond well to bullying either or whatever, but it's nothing that I think that I would do ever because it just looks painful. And then too, with the physical therapy, with the leg and all that, like, are you able to kind of run normally still now? Like I like to still run. I like to still be active and stuff like that. So I would worry about, well, is this going to affect my activity? Like with me being able to go to the gym and ride my bike and do normal stuff or whatever, like, am I going to have to start to be a little bit more cautious because now I got these surgically repaired thighs that have this metal stud on the inside of it. No, I would not do it.
And again, it's just the pain. People have to remember after you have that plastic surgery, because I know a lot of people that say that they want plastic surgery, but then when they go through it and that pain is hell. Even I remember when I was 16, going through just the post surgery, man, said that, oh my gosh, it was so painful.
I bet it was, yeah.
It was so painful, bro. Like, and then I had to walk around with like this kind of tightening zip bra thing that like zipped up, and I felt like everybody could see it, so I flip it around so nobody would like see it in the front. But then when people hit me on the back or something, they'd be like, "What's that on your back?"
What's on your back?
and it was like, but again, and I'm so thankful. We're gonna talk about like moms and everything. My mom, she did it because she saw that I was so insecure because I would walk around, humped over, and I was very insecure about that, so yeah, I had that done. So it's, I'm all for plastic surgery. So I say do whatever you like, but something like that, I wouldn't necessarily say do, but if that's something you want to do, by all means, go ahead and do it. It's just not for me.
This is just a little bit of the description. What they do, they basically separate your thigh bone, put that little stud in there in the middle of it, and then allow for it to be stretched out. So he's not the first person to do this particular procedure. 3 inches ain't enough for me. Hell, if you're gonna have this surgery, like, boost me up about 6, like, make me significantly taller, because like 3 inches, can you really see that? And then Cuzzo said, just give you some white K-Swiss. You will definitely be taller after you put on.
That's true. That is very true. All right, leave your comments. We want to get your thoughts on Everybody Mad Live podcast. Video of the week, viral video of the week. A bystander saved the baby. You all got to check this video out. And
you know what? Hold on, no, because I don't even think I got the video. I couldn't find the. No, I got it. I think I need to download it. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, while said is doing that, I can't believe this video that we're gonna see right here. It's just I look at like when stuff like this happens, I'm like, man, God makes everything happen for a reason, because the bystander that saved this little kid, he is a hero. He is a hero for real.
Yep, he absolutely is. All right, so here is the video. Actually, and it's a video out of California. There was a baby was in a stroller, and here it is.
That's the auntie right there that was watching the baby.
Done failed. Can't even get up, baby.
Yeah.
Baby just rolling. This is the surveillance video, so there is not any sound on it. But the bystanders said that after the lady fell, and we're gonna bring this back so you can see it. But after she fell, she just heard a whole lot of commotion and screaming. And at that point, the stroller was headed towards the busy street, and there was a gentleman who came right at the nick of time to step in front of the stroller and grab it, while great auntie is still struggling to get up off that ground. Can't even gather herself to get together to get off the ground. They is not gonna let her babysit that baby no more.
Nope.
She's not gonna never.
Never again.
She gonna offer to do it for free, and they gonna say, "Nah, that's all right," because like you could something like, but girl, this child is traveling towards danger. You can't get it together to get your ass up off your knees. Oh Lord have mercy. Yeah, they ain't gonna let her. They ain't gonna let her watch the baby no more. No more.
Wow.
But yeah, thankfully, there was a happy ending to this particular story with the with this stroller. There was also another video that I wanted to show, which is not the video of the week, but it's just so wholesome and I'll just play the video. It's so loving.
I think it's President Biden, y'all. Oh my goodness. Who is it? Oh no, it's the president. VP Harris. Oh my gosh. It's VP Harris and President Biden. Hi. I'm not. Hi, VP Harris. Hi.
That was so wholesome and fun. But yeah, like he was. Wow. I guess President and Vice President Harris came to his building and went to a shop inside there, and he just happened to step outside on his balcony and saw the president and the vice president walking out of the building, and just had so much joy, joy to be able to see the president and all that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so not everybody hates Biden and Kamala Harris. There are some people who still enjoy to see both the president and the POTUS as well.
No doubt. I said, what you watching this week? Because I haven't been watching any TV at all, so I don't really have anything for you this week.
Me either. There was some news that the Hulu had released the Freaknik documentary, but that's not true. Yeah, they haven't released the date yet. And I was telling Devanka, I was like, they're talking about the '94 Freaknik specifically in the title of this documentary. So I'm assuming that it's not going to come out to next year or sometime late this year, because it would actually be the 40th anniversary of that '94 Freaknik or whatever. So that's what I'm thinking. I think we won't have that. But yeah, I'm just trying to get caught up on my stuff that I'm always trying to get caught up on. Still ain't caught up on Abbott Elementary. Still ain't caught up on Bel Air. I need to catch up on both my shows on Stars. I'm way behind on BMF. I heard it's bad this season. I haven't watched anything this season or whatever, but I also want to watch Power Book too. So all my shows I am just slow on. Also, Dear Mama, that's on my queue. I gotta watch that. And the show that I am watching that I love that I keep saying is Rabbit Hole. It's on our Prime Video with Kiefer Sutherland, who's my acting hero.
Yeah. Now I am watching Power. So I love Power, so I'm caught up on Power. Amazing show. I love the acting. Each week it just has me on the edge of my seat. So big ups to all the Power fanatics out there.
Did I say Bel Air too?
You did say Bel Air. You said that you're trying to catch up.
Who's your favorite? Oh, you haven't watched it. Okay, I was going to ask you who's
season 2.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've only watched 1 or 2 episodes. I think I'm behind on that. But Carlton is like I know Carlton gets the short end of the stick a lot of times on the Bel Air show because everybody's just so phenomenally beautiful, and he's just okay. I think to most people. But as far as like characters on that show, like he has like an amazing sort of story with that character that he's playing on it because it has so many different layers and facets to him. Yeah. So like I really enjoy kind of watching that, and he's probably one of my favorite actors on that particular series because he's just so complicated.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we got to follow Bel Air, man. You know, Mother's Day weekend is coming up this weekend. Shouts out to all the moms out there. You have any Mother's Day memories or shout outs you want to give? Well, first of all, shout out to all the moms out there. Shout outs to all the mothers out there. You got a great Mother's Day memory, bro?
No, we don't really. I don't really have Mother's Day memories because Mother's Day was always a little bit difficult for our family. My mom lost her mom when I was about 6 years old or whatever. So I was real young, and it's like Mother's Day has always been a difficult day for my mom or whatever. So I just kind of keep it low key. I give her something to celebrate her, but I kind of keep it low key because I know it kind of it's still painful for like a lot of people, and like that's what I also wanted to share with people. Like shout out to all the mothers, but also wanted to shout out to all the mothers who are experiencing some sort of suffering or loss and things like that. Because I know sometimes Mother's Day does bring about some difficult emotions for a lot of people in that. So I want to just send our thoughts and care and light and love to everybody, regardless of how your Mother's Day is going to work out. Because I know that we all kind of come into Mother's Day a little bit differently or whatever. And I think that we forget about some of the other pieces of Mother's Day because we just want to celebrate that day and celebrate mothers or whatever. But I never want to forget the other mothers who that day is a little bit difficult for them because they've lost their mother or they've lost kids to where they can't really celebrate on that particular day and things like that. So I want to send a lot of light and love to all those mothers out there who are struggling with this particular day as it comes around.
Yeah, because it's tough, especially like when I lost my mom, it was real rough.
Yeah.
But I just always think about the good times. The memories kind of keep me going.
Right.
And I just always think about like just the holidays. We love the holidays and spending time together. And I used to love coming up and surprising my mom on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So I miss doing that. I really miss doing that. But then I have other women in my life that I make sure that I get in contact with during Mother's Day just to show some love to them.
Yep.
But that's pretty much it for me. So I just always just wish the best for all the moms out there.
Yep, likewise. Now, do you ever wish the single fathers a happy Mother's Day?
No,
since they had to do both roles.
Not really. Even though
we doing that, I'm like, why I do
that? Even though, like, but then when Father's Day comes around, I hear people say Happy Father's Day to the single mothers out there. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we need to keep the same energy for the guys too. But right. I can't go up to a man and say Happy Mother's Day. That's
me either. And I can't say Happy Father's Day to my mom, even though like she did a phenomenal job of being a single parent.
Yeah. Like I never did that with my mom.
Like I don't want to call my mom a daddy.
Yeah. So with that being said, just again, want to wish everyone out there a happy Mother's Day weekend, and make sure that you take time, because life is short, to spend time with those in your life that are important to you, all of your loved ones. Again, definitely want to send our condolences out to Shorty's family. We're keeping Shorty's family in prayers because, I know I could only imagine, like what he's going through and what the family's going through.
Yeah, definitely. Sending his thoughts and prayers and all that stuff on that, because it's a shocker, and it's going to be a shocker because no one expects a 25-year-old to be the one that we're burying, and that sort of thing. So definitely sending our love to the family, and asking God to wrap His arms around everybody and give an overwhelming sense of peace and comfort during this time, because that's all we got at this point. Like we don't have the answers. No one has the answers, but God can give us the peace and comfort that we need.
There it is. Well, with that being said, we really appreciate everybody checking out the show. We're wrapping it up, but you can always follow us. We're on Instagram at Everybody Mad Live Podcast, also on Facebook too. And we stream everywhere. We're on all podcast platforms. We're on Twitch, Twitter, and also YouTube too.
Everywhere. You can find me online sometimes at Said Lover. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I really don't post no more, but I'll be there sometimes looking around to see what's there. But even more important than that, the Everybody Mad Podcast. You can join those pages on Facebook and also Instagram and YouTube, as we'll have recaps of the show and other information for you to be able to see. But thank you for being a part of this particular show.
There it is. And I'm Kenya Kabeen, one on Facebook, Kenya Kabeen on all other social media platforms. Until next week, we're going to holler at you. You all stay safe, stay blessed.